Namah Shivaya, or rather, Om Namah Asenest Fire. You are here on Way of Dharma. First of all, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you new subscribers. Welcome to the Way of Dharma. I've encountered very, very beautiful people in my previous video comments, and I'd like to welcome you guys, the new viewers and new subscribers. Welcome to the Way of Dharma. This is Asenest Fire. I'm Anastila Uyede, Kavacham of Shri Nahara Simha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimha Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimha Devaya. Yes. So today our topic will be talking about a very, very interesting subject, that of the advanced technology of extraterrestrial races and beings, and the advanced society of such beings. Before we continue, please make sure that you do like, subscribe, and share the video, because you will derive much benefit from it. So now, without wasting your time, let us talk about this subject. Let me see where we start. Okay, whenever we want to incarnate in this existence, it is said from the books I've read that you go through a process of making a life plan of how your life would be on earth, and you would also agree to certain conditions. You will also make pacts with the type of people you are going to encounter along the way, as a soul, and then a final decision will be made upon what you've planned and upon what will be decided will be fit enough to be your lessons of the time you will be here on earth. So now there's different types of entities. We are in actuality soul, and as soul we are building blocks of the most creative force, the primordial, that which is Abham Brahmasmi. You understand? So we are that. So seeing that we are that, we have incarnated in so many civilizations and in so many dimensions and level of existence incomprehensible to I and I human mind. You understand? So as a result, we are only soul and we take different forms. You might die here and incarnate in the planet Mars, and because Mars doesn't have any life on the surface, you would have to incarnate in the caverns of Mars. You understand? Because now Mars is a planet whereby at a certain point in existence, it used to look like our current Earth. You understand? So it's going through it went through its stages of destruction, and each and every planet goes through that. Our Earth will also go into destruction, and then it will be born again anew, and then a new life will be formed, and then it goes on to that cycle, just like the human goes through stages and cycles of life. The Earth also does that, and it is a conscious being. So yes, Mars, you'd have to incarnate in planet Mars, and before you even came here, some of us have incarnated in levels of dimensions which are not Earth. So, and some of us are actually new souls here on Earth, child souls, young souls, you understand, here on earth. So the earth environment and the earth laws of existence are far, far, far different from the laws of existence which are in other dimensions. Here on earth, there's what we call free will. The higher entities don't tamper much with the happenings of earth, basically. So there's a level of freedom that you obtain here on earth that is not obtainable somewhere else. So because we have such an environment, to some beings, they can't handle this level of freedom and this level of not having interference from the divine. And it's too hard for them to exist here on this planet, basically. So it might be traumatic for new souls who are incarnating here on earth. And it might be detrimental for them, and they feel that it's not enough for them. So, and also, there's also this fact, okay, they might feel it's not enough for them. So that's where you get sometimes suicides, people leaving Earth suddenly, maybe by spacecraft and not coming back, disappearances you won't understand. Some artists dying young, you understand, and certain phenomena that would show you that, okay, these people are new souls here on earth, and they are not taking this earth environment very well. So now let's go into the process of incarnation for souls here on earth. So now I've mentioned that there's new souls that come to incarnate here on earth. And in order for you to be incarnated on earth, you have to have past lives on earth. Why? So that you can survive better here on earth, basically. So for you to survive better here on earth, you have to have some previous knowledge, subconscious, unconscious previous knowledge of how to exist on earth, on this earthly plane, planet. So to a new soul, one who hasn't incarnated here, what would you do? Because if you come, you would definitely feel that it's a foreign thing, and you would want to leave suddenly, and you won't have any ways to survive here on earth because of the laws and because of how we have to live and this capitalism thing, you understand? So if you are a new soul, there's a process that new souls go through, and some ascended masters who have never incarnated here on earth. This is where you get the concept of Jesus taking the sins of everyone and using them to be able to enter into hell, because he was such a pure being that he couldn't enter hell without taking up the world's burdens upon himself, taking the karma of the world. You understand? So you have to, as a new soul, there's a process that you go through, which is called imprinting. What happens is that they imprint past lives on earth as though you have lived on earth, to actually help you survive and help you have a subconscious fake memory of being alive here on earth. You understand? Okay. That's what you would go through. There's a preparation that you go through. Okay. And that's what you would have to do. Okay. This also goes into the fact that to come here on earth, you have to have a certain bondage, or a certain rnanu bandhana, a karmic bond to earth. You understand? if you have no karma here on earth, you can't reincarnate here on earth. You understand? So you have to have a certain karma to bind you back to this existence. So to be able to come here, you have to have some karma. I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking of a lot of things right now, so I might seem like I'm zoning in and out. So yes, karma to come here on earth. You understand? You'd have to imprint as a new soul, and also when you come here to earth and live, basically you accumulate karma when you come here on earth. And when you accumulate karma, it is what? It is crucial for your spiritual development that you try to clear that karma. So that's why you get the concept of reincarnating many lives here on earth, because you would want to balance out the karma. You understand? Okay. So now we are in the Aquarius age, or rather we are in the age of another thing. But I do know for sure that we are in the Kali Yuga. Okay. In this age, there are many new souls that have incarnated here on earth. The enlightened ones. You understand? Some of you might call them the Indigo, but I don't like the new age terms, man. I didn't know that they were being called new age, but I don't like those terms. They were not appealing to me. You hear people calling themselves indigos and actuarians, that kind of stuff, but it wasn't appealing to me. So yes, let's talk about it and not digress. You have new souls that are coming here to earth. Hence, you see so many new souls have been diagnosed with ADHD and stuff. Some of these new souls are finding it hard to actually come here and do their work on the planet. So they tend to be disturbed, very disturbed. They tend to engage in those destructive behavior of drugs. Sometimes they go on psychedelics and they can't actually do any better in this society. But simply them being there and existing in this society, in some cases, their energy is enough to raise the vibration of the entire population of the earth. Because there's some of us, or some of you guys, indigo children, that exist here simply just to exist, to actually give out a frequency that would be helpful for a spiritual awakening, basically. So you understand. So many of these souls are actually new souls, and some of them can't take it anymore. You understand? You hear also of ascended masters incarnating here on earth, ascended extraterrestrial species which are intelligent incarnating here on earth and never coming back. There is an advanced technology. Now we're speaking of advanced technology of the extraterrestrials. There is advanced technology that can help you to counteract karma. In some cases, it's an implant. I don't know what to call it, for lack of a better word. Let's say it's an implant that gets imprinted in you. You can't see it physically. It's obviously a subtler form of technology that can help you to live on this earth and not accumulate karma as you would see in other races of humanity that would accumulate karma and would have to come back here on earth. You understand? So some of these ascended masters and new souls won't actually have to come back here on earth because of such advanced technology. Some of the people that incarnate here on earth in their past lives, or they are in actuality the consciousness or the soul of the spaceships and UFOs that you see flying about in space or in the sky. So some of them are actually a group of souls which are a spaceship basically. You understand? They are a spaceship and they work better in in uh in in group form. They are a group soul and they are inseparable. Hence you may see when some of these people or some of these souls, when they incarnate here on earth, they incarnate with counterparts that are there to help them. You understand? Some of these counterparts are actually twins, like twins. You have to be born from the same parents. They come in that form. Some of them are actually twin flames, which are twin flames souls that would actually end up marrying each other. You understand? Being together and paired together because they are a common soul basically. They are a group soul. What happens when you come here on earth, you get separated from your form, your other form. Let me put it this way. I am male when I incarnate in this body, but when I go higher into higher dimensions, I'm actually androgynous. I am above duality and I have dual what do you call it? Dual characteristics or dual principles inside of me. I have the male and feminine principle. So I'm balanced, I'm androgynous. You understand? So when I come to earth, I have to take a male principle. So now I lack my other principle. So that's why you would see me going out, finding relationships and finding female counterparts to try and actually balance the equation out. You understand? So, but some get incarnated on earth with those counterparts and they meet each other. Sometimes they are twins and they actually do well in life. You understand? So that's the contract that they have taken to actually incarnate here on the earthly realm. So yes, that would be a group soul. Some of them are actually magical order people. You see them forming an order and they get along so well and they work so well together and they advance. You understand? So some of these group souls were actually UFO spaceships. The soul of that they are basically, and do trust me. Some people, for them to actually reach the human state of mind or state of existence, they have to incarnate first here on earth in life forms which are regarded inanimate. You understand? Your stones, your soil, your volcano, your water, your lower animals and all that stuff. And then plants and then going into animals and then after animals they only can reincarnate into human beings. For some it happens like that. But for emergency purposes and when it's a required change of consciousness, some would have to be new souls that come here on earth to actually raise the vibration and consciousness of humanity. So they would have to be imprinted. They would have to be imprinted with so many past lives that they can actually incarnate as humans, taking that burden of other past lives to come immediately as humans to raise the vibration of humans. So advanced technology, I think we've covered it now. Om Shanti. So now we get into the other aspect of the video, time traveling. Now this is a baffling subject to so many of you guys. So you can either time travel via hypnosis or meditation, which is in actuality hypnosis. You can either self-hypnotize yourself, guided meditation, which is being done by an external factor, the hypnotist. So I don't like how they serve you, man. Okay, I have to do the chimba, the rishi knot again, to make sure that I look perfecto. But yes, time travel, you can either do it with an external factor, which is the hypnotist. You can do it also on your own by way of meditation. There's also the physical aspect of time traveling, where you go physically. You understand? There are portals, time traveling portals, that you can go into and travel in. You can travel through and actually go physically. Some of the traveling portals or gateways are actually wormholes. Now, I don't know how to describe the concept of wormholes perfecto, because I can't even grasp a clear understanding of it, because I haven't reached that far. But it's sort of like a tube that you go into, and then you are able to appear in another dimension. You understand? So yes, you can do time traveling via that way. And there's also the aspect of quantum computers. Quantum computers can allow you to time travel either into future or either into the past. You can do so, and that's how the Mandela effect is actually. You understand? You can travel back into the past and change certain things, and then come back into the future and then look at those things and actually realize there's been a change, a manipulation of some sort. Okay. So these wormholes can be used for such. The reason why we can't do them readily, because it's not for everyone. You have to be higher in vibration and frequency to actually come across such things. Experiments were done on time traveling, whereby spaceships, people went with spaceships through these portals, and then they came out the other side, because you know what happens when you travel with such things. I don't know which movie I can use to make an example of this. But what happens is this. The human form, the particles, the vibration, they sort of like, what can I say? They don't explode, but they dissipate, they erode, they become finer and subtle. You understand? So becoming finer and subtle, meaning the human form gets broken down to a finer substance of matter, or a more finer spiritual substance. And then when it gets dissipated or eroded, it appears in another dimension, like spontaneously. So during that travel, you have to maintain a certain, what can I say? You have to sit in a certain position. You have to maintain a certain position inside of that ship, so that when the particles come again together to regroup, you are in the previous position you were in when you went through that portal wormhole. You understand? Because sometimes your particles may disintegrate, and then when you come back into another wormhole, you find that they integrate, and now you have a chair inside of your stomach now, or you have something, or you are attached to a part of the ship, because now the particles have went back together because you didn't maintain a position that you should have maintained when you first went into the actual portal wormhole. So yes, guys, that's what happens. So these portals are actually there, and I've heard of another Ras speaking about Credo Mutwa village and mentioning that in the dream world he actually perceived so many portals in that area. You understand? So astrally, that is astrally. So I've never perceived such, but you know, man, I can't deny the fact, and I can't also agree to the fact. But portals are there, and in every continent, there's certain portals. In every, basically, they are everywhere. I just don't know where. So sometimes these portals, they can camouflage or hide themselves and pose as certain landmarks. Sometimes it's a big tree, sometimes it's a big mountain, it's a hill, it's in the water. You see the type of still water, the Grand Canyon, you see the Bermuda Triangle. Those are portals, you understand? So some of them exist as such things, and they camouflage as such. So also there's also the advanced technology that they have to actually, if you are going somewhere, maybe you are approaching a mountain, and then you suddenly have a nudge pushing you in another direction. Ah man, I'm not going there. You see that inability to go through. Ah man, inability. You know, someone once said, I'm unable to do something. Anyway, man, the I don't like that way. Inability. Yes, so the inconsistency of you being able to, man, now I go back to it, to that, towards that portal, would be caused by actually that portal's vibration giving you a nudge to go in the other direction, so that you cannot find yourself in the situation whereby you enter into the thing and then you find yourself breaking. You understand? So yes, that's what I wanted to discuss with you guys. There's UFOs, and these UFOs, they have a consciousness. They are conscious beings. Earth is conscious, but to communicate with Earth, it wouldn't be as immediate, unless of course you do it with a lot of practice. And then you, yes, with a lot of practice, the the Earth is conscious. However, the UFOs are more receptive to your communication, and they are conscious to a point whereby you can have a conversation with them telepathically. Yes, so that's what it is. To hear more on the subject of these extraterrestrials and the Anunnaki and some of the things I talk about, the spaceship being conscious, you can check out the channel New Life Tools by Brother Joseph. He will give you information on that and many other information, medical information. You understand? You can also check out the books, The Convoluted Universes, which is where I first heard of this group soul of the ship, the spaceship, actually having a consciousness. And then it was later confirmed by Brother Joseph on New Life Tools. Check out that YouTube channel over there. And I give him a shout out to him. I still give a shout out to Travis Megas. I still give a shout out to Dr. Delbert Blair. I still give a shout out to Larry Walford. And I also give a shout out to Bobby Hammett, Bawasi Firmenel, and the Most High, Credo Mutwa. And I also give shout out to the Hindu gods and goddesses. I give shout out to my Indian friends, my Indian audience, my United States audience, and I give most appreciation to the ones that are near me, my South African audience, my fellow friends who always watch the content, and I'm very, very grateful for all of you guys. Sometimes it gets so hard here on life because I have a childlike energy. So I do think to a certain extent I'm a new soul. It gets overwhelming. Sometimes I feel like I'm a foreigner to this earth, and therefore I will work very hard to leave as much information that I can leave to you guys, because I feel that unfortunately, maybe I might be wrong, but I feel like my time here on earth is limited because it's a really, really, really messed up place. So I don't feel any affinity to it, and it's only now that I actually see this. I'm a child soul, and I'm very playful, and I don't think I am meant for this. Anyway, this concludes our subject for today. Arsonist Fire here on The Way of Dharma. Shout out to everyone that checks out the content. Shout out to everyone that gives support to the content. And I'd like to give you guys peace as if it's something I can give you. I wish you peace in all your endeavors, and I wish you peace in your daily livity. I wish myself peace in everything I do. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanao Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yes, I.